Hi, I'm Jessica Riccio, and welcome to my persuasive speech today. I'm here with two audience members, Amber, my significant other, and Jennifer, my sister. And I want to start by telling you a wild fact that I came upon. And did you know that the US spent $15 billion more than Jeff Bezos' net worth in 1 year to police funding for the United States? And wow, we're thinking that's a lot of money. He's a rich guy. But how do we stack up around the world? Because there's a lot of money everywhere in the world. Well, when we look, we see the United States and China have the most backed police funding in the world. And yet in the United States, we still see police killings and racial disparities on the rise, specifically in the last 4 years. And in these 4 years, we have seen cases of police brutality that make us memorize these victims' names and what they went through in these specific situations. And this extreme use of force that includes the fatalities to people, specifically people of color, have led to a movement of calling to defund the police. And defunding the police was this topic that was very clouded and murky from political standpoints, social standpoints, misinformation, misrepresentation of what the meaning actually was. And this made clear that the connotation and pre-notions of this that really, in the long run, can save lives. And so a Stanford Law Review actually explained that defunding policies such as police recalibration and police oversight, so redirecting police funds to more allocated and appropriate programs, and actually being able to reprioritize a reformative behavior to not just the police department, but to individual officers who are on the force, specifically working in high risk situations. And so the core problem that triggered these policy changes was racial disparity in policing. And when you ask the public what they actually feel and their trust level to police, 55% of African Americans do not trust the police. And over 60% of Hispanic individuals do not trust the police. And in recent years, from 2020 to 2023, this has been on a steady incline of distrust, making apparent that racial disparities are influenced in police use of force and fatalities. So this outcry of racial inequality in policing that caused this extreme use of violence is a noticeable start to the conversation of reform. And police violence and fatalities leads to an unimaginable happening for both the survivors of the families of the victims and the victims. And this is bringing to light the importance of police accountability and change, especially with a mental health crisis, health policy crisis. These are all issues that more individuals need to be aware of and how to handle situations. And so why are we so reluctant to give this an unwavering chance? And I truly believe it's because it's rooted in misinformation on what defunding the police actually means. Defunding the police doesn't mean eliminating. It just means allocating, redirecting. And this is especially really important because for mental health cases and crises, they can send individuals like social workers, psychologists, mental health coaches in place of police to these situations that they can handle better in a nonviolent way. And also programs in New Orleans, Denver, Chicago, they have all had practicing with defunding policies that include educational furtherance, inclusive and diversity trainings, community policing practices, and actively engaging in trustful practices within these communities, specifically communities with high crime rates. And so while this may seems to it seems to have a lot of moving parts and what fits and what doesn't, a lot of people agree that defunding policies show the results they're asking for. And we've really seen that the difference in treatment of police of people of color from the police and how they use force is beyond what we can think. And so my solution may have a stigma, may have a label, but I encourage you to dive deep and see what is not presented to you and really in tune yourself with the facts. Defunding does not mean eliminating. It just means allocating properly to ensure that everybody is safe, no matter who you are and what situation you encounter. Thank you so much for listening to this. I am really passionate about police reform, so I really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much.